Bam! And so we begin. Hello, everybody. Kelly Wagner, publisher of Edge Magazine, a shameless plug. Woo-hoo-hoo! Welcome to our first ever Transformational Tuesdays with Deb from Refined Divine. Today, we are going to have so much fun. And actually, I'm going to be more of the behind the scenes DJ. You're not going to usually see me. So I just thought I'd introduce myself. Welcome. This is going to be a magical show. We are inviting people to join us live. You'll see in our comments for StreamYard links if you want to ask Deb a question, or just tap it into the comments and we'll do the best we can as fast as we can. So please, without further ado, hey Deb, how are you?
Hi, I'm so excited to be here, Kelly.
This is going to be fun. Okay. We already have a bunch of people that are coming on in. So I'm going to let that kind of percolate. And again, I'm going to disappear in a moment. So let's welcome everyone. What is Transformational Tuesdays for you? What's in store for everybody? Just introduce yourself. What's going on? Let's do this.
Yeah, so I'm Deb from Refined Divine, also known as the Garden of Eden Medium. Transformational Tuesdays is going to set the foundation for your transformation. And so, what Refined Divine stands for, you guys, is the refined divine, because within us is a piece of the divine, of the higher source of spirit. And so, when we talk about the transformation and what can take place in your life, we are talking about you. We're talking about your transformation. How do we do it? How do we get there? How is it that Debbie gets there? What is it that we do to spiritually connect ourselves to the divine? And all the questions that surround a transformational life. Because we're always going through transitions, Kelly. So I cannot wait to help these people on their journey, and to meet new people along the way is always the most important part of what I do.
That's amazing. Okay, let's do a quick little check-in. What are you feeling right now for tonight? Our inaugural, say that 10 times fast, episode. What is something that you think the collective needs to hear as we have all these people flowing in?
Okay, so as we are talking about the next president, correct? Is that what
Oh,
you're
I don't care. I was like, wherever you want to go. Like, just welcome everybody.
Is
If you
that what
want to go to the
inaugural?
president, let's
Is
go to
it
the president.
Dave? Is that what inaugural means?
This is our first show.
Oh, got it. I was like, what's inaugural?
I was using a big girl word. I'm sorry. I
Don't
was
do
all
that
proud
to
of
me,
myself.
Kelly.
Okay,
Kelly,
I
don't do
want
that to me.
cheers.
No. I was like, inaugural means what?
Well,
No,
so the
tonight.
president popped in. Is there anything that you want to share in that?
Yes. Well, a lot of what Spirit's been feeding me today, and as of the last 3 weeks, people are really going through a really dark stage right now in their life. They're experiencing a lot of depression. They're experiencing dark thoughts. They're experiencing not feeling well. They're getting physical illnesses and ailments. I've had a lot of readings with people. All of a sudden, they're just like, I feel so depressed. I don't know what's happening. Debbie, help me. And I'm just telling everybody, just take a deep breath. I promise after the election, it's all going to change. Right now, people are really worried. They're really worried about what's going to happen, and they're really worried about the state of the world, really, not even just the United States, but just us as a human race with all
Right.
of the, storms that are coming in and different things that are happening. People are scared, and mass consciousness will send feelings through all of us that are spiritually gifted and really into our empathy and who we are. We're going to feel it more dramatically, and that's what's happening. And then our emotions are turning into illnesses that form inside of our bodies.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
know. It's
Yeah, I know. You are dealing with ear stuff. I'm dealing with sinus stuff the last couple weeks. And the sinus stuff is third eye. And it is because the mass consciousness is so dark right now. So a lot of
yeah.
people are experiencing a lot of sinus issues. And that's the third connection to the third eye in that energy form and into the crown chakra. And so that can feel very heavy and create illnesses inside of our body. So we just say, hey, you know what? Just hang in there. It's going to get better. Spirit promises just in a couple weeks here, we're going to feel so much better.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you for that.
Yeah.
Well, let's just jump right in. We have a beautiful person by the name of Mindy who has a question. So I'm going to go backstage and
Yeah.
we're going to bring her in
Yeah.
and let's see what happens.
Yeah. Let's
Bye,
do it.
y'all. Well, we had Mindy.
That's okay.
And
Now we have
then
Kelly.
now we have Kelly back. So Mindy decided to leave. I
It's
apologize. Mindy, if you want to jump back in, you can. Letting everybody know if you go into the comments and you want to join us live again, this is our first show. Click on the StreamYard and join us on stage. We have a ton of you guys watching. So please, if you have any questions or you want to pop in, please do. And if not, go with more of what you're kind of noticing with the collective. So let's forget
yeah,
the
no
election.
worries, no worries
Go
at
with
all.
something else.
And I also know Dave was channeling some questions too. So we also can pop over to Dave because he is one of those guys that channels the questions from the other side for the Mass Collective. And so he's
Awesome.
super amazing with that. We say the Deb and Dave team, right? Because Dave is also so connected, not just Debbie. And without Debbie, there wouldn't be a Dave. And without a Dave, there wouldn't be a Debbie.
Okay, let's kick off with Dave then. I think this is fantastic.
Let's do it, Dave.
Put me on the spot.
Yeah, we are.
My mind was spinning with what you said. Like, so no matter what side we ride on when it comes to politically, because we don't want to talk politics, but no matter what side, we're both sides are worried because like things are coming up. So like both sides are stressing out right now. What is your advice for either side? How to get through this stage right now?
Yeah.
Well, how to get through this stage right now is to focus on everything that you are grateful for in your life. If you can refocus your thoughts, because remember, our thoughts, our emotions, and our actions make our reality. So if we're reacting to mass consciousness and we're getting scared and we're getting nervous and we're allowing ourselves to feel dark and have dark thoughts, that's exactly what the emotions in our body are going to create. And then we just will get on this downward spiral where all of a sudden we're somebody we don't even know who we are. And so we have to remember to watch our thoughts because our
Yeah.
thoughts are always creating the reality of who we are, not reacting to incoming thoughts or incoming energies that aren't ours. And then we create our own thoughts and our own energy, Dave. So it's always about being mindful of whose thoughts are these, whose actions am I going to abide by? Am I going to react or am I going to be a creator of my actions?
That's good. I like that.
So what are some other daily tips and tricks? So I love the whole gratitude because
Yeah.
that's amazing. And um, you know, it's funny, I'm kinda seeing the, North and South for, like, the Civil War, and I'm seeing, like, okay, everyone just, like and it's muskets. Put your muskets down and just lean into your
Yes.
neighbor, right?
Yes, because
Right?
here's the thing, in the end, we are all still one. We're all still one in the end. So people who go to battle understand this, that in the end, we're all still living on this planet. We're all still a part of the light. We are all still working for the greater good. Even if you don't realize it and you aren't awakened yet, we are still a part of the light. So it's like love thy neighbor like I love thyself. Every single one of us is a part of this light. And no matter what's happening in the world, you have to understand that what we do to others, we are doing to ourselves. It's always a mere reflection. And that's always taking place. There's never any exceptions at all. Karma is karma. And so, if you don't want to experience the darkness, I would tell you to stop dishing it because honestly, it does come back to you and you do relive it. And so understand that it always starts and ends with us every single time, no exceptions. So every day I wake up and I live it like it's never going to end. And I live it like it's going to be my last day. Because understand that every single day is a gift. And every day that we wake up, we take that first breath and we open our eyes. That day is a gift. And that day is going to be your day. And you're going to create whatever it is that is going to create your happiness or your demise. It is up to you. Nobody is in there playing in your head. Only you are in there playing in your head. So it's about understanding that you start that and you end that. And we want to be a creator of that energy. We want to go forth with the creation. We don't want to react. Oh, the kids are being cranky. Oh, the husband this, the husband that. How are you going to create your energy so that we aren't reacting to it? Because
Right.
that's how we create a very happy life every single day. Creator, not a reactor.
That's amazing. Okay, Dave, you're on a roll, man. I will let everybody in the audience know I'm dealing with some behind the scenes stuff. So if you see me kind of popping in and out, that's what's going on. And I'm looking at some different
It's the first show, so we're just
it's a
flying by the seat of
we're
our
just fine.
pants. It's
Dave,
okay.
what's another question, man? Go for it.
I think a good follow up to that would be So, like, because without actually being particular, because that gets murky, but what advice do you have for someone stuck in the past? Like, they have a personal reason for why they're on
Ooh,
some
that's
side.
good.
Yeah. When we're stuck in the past, Dave, when we're stuck in, we call it stuck in the mud, right? Like we just cannot get over these past thoughts that we have about political or about life or about a person. This is what Spirit wants you to understand is if we're replaying a pattern, there's a reason that something needs healed inside of us. This keeps coming and this keeps happening, and we keep replaying this because there's something inside that's unhealed. And when we drop down inside and we address these issues that we have inside, then we can release them. And once they are released, the karma leaves us and goes back to where it came from. So we always tell everybody when we feel stuck and we keep replaying the same story, no matter what it is, if you keep seeing the same boyfriend, the same friend, the same circumstance over and over and over playing in your life, that spirit showing you this is what we need to transcend. This is what we need to deal with in our life. And when you sit and deal with your shit, that's when you will transcend it and become into enlightenment and be able to experience new experiences in life.
Oh my
Wow,
gosh, that's great.
that's good.
That's really good. What are you noticing with your students lately?
Our students lately are at each other's throats.
Okay.
To be honest, and if you're on tonight, it's not all. It is a part of them. But this is what's happening because the mass consciousness is so aggressive right now because we are trying to pick sides, blue or red, and we are trying to pick sides besides that. You know, there's other elections going on, and there's also a lot of other fights happening with our earth, right? We're fighting against the
Yeah.
hurricanes, we're fighting against natural disasters, earthquakes, all the things. We feel like we're in fight and flight mode. And so when we have that going on, we'll start reacting and striking out and not knowing why. And we'll pick the people that are closest to us that are reflecting our inner traumas.
Oh my
Hmm.
gosh. Yeah.
It has
Like,
nothing to do with them. It is yourself. And when people sit with self, they will understand that this is only a mere reflection of what you need to deal with.
so that's why I'm seeing the Civil War and putting the muskets down and shaking hands with your
Yes,
neighbors. Okay,
absolutely.
that totally makes
Yeah.
sense.
I'll tell you, Kelly, you know, even me as a psychic medium and who I am, being a physical medium and being completely clairvoyant, I still, as a human, still have self-reflection. And the first thing I do when I find myself judging or feeling hatred towards somebody, I say, okay, Debbie, where is it that I need to humble myself? Where is it that I need to understand that I've created this in my life and I've attracted this to myself? So I need to deal with this. And what is it? So let's say I look at Dave today and I say, "Oh, Dave, you controlling ass," right? And I
Yeah.
say, "All right, Debbie, where are we still controlling? Where are we inside still controlling because of our childhood? Why do we feel like that we have to be in control? Because I wouldn't be seeing this in my existence if it wasn't something that I didn't currently have inside. So the frequency levels will always line up. And so we say, if we have a super shitty life on the outside, sorry, not sorry, we need to look on the inside because that means we're being a super shitty person.
Ooh, yep.
And so we always have to take the time to uncover that because I'm telling you, you can have the life that you want. You can transform into the person you want to be, but you have to be willing to sit with your darkness so that you can know your light. It's a balance and to understand that we are both and what is in them exists inside of us.
Oh gosh, straight up. Oh my gosh. So they're at each other's throat, but it has nothing to do with them.
No, it has nothing to do with them. It is self. It is self. It is never anybody else. We are always trying to bring things into our existence because we have this to deal with. God will have people play roles in our life however we need it to play out so that we can learn and transcend and enlighten. I'll tell you, when I forgave my parents, my dad specifically for some childhood stuff, he turned into a completely different person. He no longer needed to play the role that I needed in my life. Once I forgave him, he had a huge transformation. I couldn't even believe it.
Hmm.
I mean, it was just crazy phenomenal. When we forgive and we release that energy outside of our hearts and we transcend it, the karma actually leaves our body, guys, and it goes back to where it came from. And then they can deal with what they need to deal with, either in this life or the next. We always have to live out that karma no matter what. And so you could be the gifter of that karma and release that so that they can transcend it also. And then that life of yours with them can be different.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
No.
That's a lot.
This is my tattoo. It's Ho'oponopono. Like, that's it. Like, right? And I felt when I was getting it that it was like an activation. So like I get it. That forgiveness of self and others and just blah, 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 blah. Let's just do that for a moment of blah,
Yeah, it
right?
was a lot. Yeah. Because alignment with love, right? The highest frequency of all is love. And
Yeah.
love is at the frequency of the seventh realm of people that you love that passed away. Okay. And so, people, the biggest question I get all the time, and Spirit is just talking my ear off right now about this, is that people wonder, how do you access the other side? How, Debbie, do you get them? How do you get them? How do you all, like, it's just like this for you. You're never wrong. You're spot on all the time. I said, that's because I have to keep my ass in check. I have to stay in alignment with love. I have to be in that vibration because that's where they are. And that's why it's so clear, so poignant, so direct, is because my frequency aligns with that. And so know that if anything isn't in the love frequency, then that also isn't in our realm of things that we want to be reaching out and talking to either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, right.
Like, don't be going and channeling when we're having a bad day. I tell people, don't be trying to connect when you're not in a good mood. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't work because your frequency level has to be aligned with that.
Let's jump. I don't know why this is coming in. Upcoming retreats and events that you've going on. Let's give a little bit of
Sure.
what are you doing. I also want to do because we do have a bunch of people watching that. Let's talk about your Facebook page and that you have a new Facebook page because we're really, really trying to really build that audience back up.
Yeah, so let's start with that. So we
Yeah.
had 13,000 followers, and we were so amazed at the people that, followed us and gave us so much love and so much transformational energy to do what we were doing. And then Facebook shut us down because we were giving away free things, and they called it baiting. And I call it being a good person, but everybody has their description of what giving free things away is, as we learned, because when we posted on our Deb and Dave page that our Refined Divine page was shut down for giving away free things, people lashed out saying, "Yeah, I paid full price and you give away scholarships." Well, it's like, wow. So people really do get mad about this. Well, it'll never change who I am. It'll never change Refined Divine. Refined Divine will always have scholarships for people that can't afford it. And we will always support those that are in need. It's who we are. We see people in hospice care for free. It is who I and Dave both are at the core. And that will never change, no matter how many Facebooks they take down.
We just won't do it as a giveaway anymore on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah, just sell on Facebook. So we are Garden of Eden Medium, and that is directly linked to my Deb and Dave page. And then you can follow us there instead of our Refined Divine. If you are subscribing, please unsubscribe to Refined Divine because they still are charging people for that, which is just crazy.
That
That's
right.
it's
Like
just nuts. It's like, what?
I don't get it at all. I don't
We
get it at
we
all.
don't either. We don't either. But we do know that since we have removed Refined Divine, that it's taken us back to our roots. And we have always known that no matter what happens, it's for a reason that God is doing and spirit is aligning us. And we had just had no idea what it is sometimes. And that's okay. And as a psychic medium, I can't see for myself. I can see for everybody else, but not self. Because we have to live a human life. And God is always telling me, you have to align with your earth life. You have to be human too. So we can't have that. And so I don't know the reasons why God does what he does sometimes for us, but I do know that I have felt much lighter. I have had more energy. Things have really taken off in a different direction since the Refined Divine Facebook has been taken down. So we are thankful. We are so thankful. I mean, it has turned into such a brilliant gift. And, that's the way we have to look at things.
Yeah.
You know,
We last couple of months, we had built our YouTube channel up and we had over 400 videos. Now my husband edits these videos, like, right? So we had really invested time, and our YouTube channel just pulled. They didn't give us any, like, any this, any that. We did have some partners that sold THC products, but I know that's all over YouTube anyway. We don't know why. And we had to look at it. This is a gift, and now we can restart. And
yeah.
so if people look at our YouTube page, I think we have like 70 followers or something like that. But yeah, we had 403 videos like pulled down. It was
We
just,
feel your pain.
yeah.
14,000 followers down to 500.
Holy ships across the ocean. I can't.
But I am so thankful for my 500 that have come back and found us. And
Yeah.
if you are one of those people, please come back. We love it. We love going live and doing things just like this, like we're doing with Kelly. We're always going live, always sharing things and being a community. And community is so important. So
Oh
November
gosh, yeah.
17th is our next one-day retreat.
Okay.
And that is going to take place here in Galesville, Wisconsin. $125 gets you the whole entire day and your food and drinks throughout the whole day. It is about transformation and life change by chance, huh? And changing yourself into the highest spiritual being possible. And I channel the whole entire day. So it's quite amazing, and it's channeled to whoever is here. So they are always different, and they are always brand new and phenomenal.
And you're like, and phenomenal. Like,
Oh, they
right?
are so phenomenal.
Okay, tell me about you know what, guys? I'm just gonna let anyone that's listening. A bunch of our platforms are blocking comments. I don't know why. Hello, first show. I was going to be behind the scenes, but I'm not. And I'm going to put my phone down and stop trying to figure out what's going on. And I'm just realizing that Facebook doesn't want us to have you guys answer the question or ask questions right now. The only way that you can possibly get in is to follow that StreamYard link, click on it, and join us. Okay. So that's the only way for this show. By the next time we have our show, we'll definitely have things ironed out. And if we have to fight it out with Facebook, we have to fight it out with Facebook. There must be some setting, something going on that we're not doing
Well,
right.
I'm telling you, it's divine intervention. God says, nope, it's supposed to be you, Dave, and Kelly.
Yeah, it's the three of us this time. So, Dave, what other questions do you have? Because I can rattle stuff off too.
Man, I have okay. So the people they have no choice but to be surrounded by negative people. What advice do you have for those people? Like their job or their kids or they're just negative and they can't get away from it.
Mm-hmm. And so that, Dave, goes into the reactor. So we have to create our bodies and our minds to not be a reactive. So if we're reactive to it, we're going to absorb it and we're going to pay attention to it more even. Because it's like this, guys. If you have 12 people in front of you, and if you only pay attention to the one person that's positive, you're going to obtain that positive energy. That frequency level is going to grow, and the third person's going to get positive, and the fourth person's going to get positive. Maybe the sixth and seventh might a little bit into your way and feel a little bit better, but it will grow. You have to focus on the positive because then it grows it. That what you pay attention to grows the energy. It grows the energy. Like I'll tell you, I worked in the Boston School District, and the principal system there, they just adore me. They know exactly what I did for that school system and the public education of special education. We went in and we taught positivity, and we taught, to be honest and core to our heart, and to be human and not to put on just a fake face, and to go in every day how we were truly feeling, but change that. Like, be honest with how you feel, but then change it.
Yeah.
Don't sit and sulk in it. And so when we feel that way, Dave, and we're in this mass consciousness, and the school system and hospitals is a really good example of that. When you're in that and it just feels so heavy, when you're positive, you will align with at least one other positive person, because it's impossible not to, because of your frequency level. So you will, and then you'll grow that. With the two of you, you just grow that bigger and bigger and bigger. It's a lot like, Dave, when we're at the holistic fairs and you and I are behind that behind our space, everybody just gravitate towards us. And before you know it, we have like a disco party going on over there. Everybody's just happy, having a good time. And they say, we don't know why, but we just love your booth. Like, it's just so fun over here and it's happy and we feel good over here. And I'm like, and I always say, it's us, it's you, it's us. All of us are creating this.
So I do events, and I can always tell when we're setting up for the day. And even if we have, we've had events where we've had almost 100 vendors. Because of the frequency, you can go right up and down, and you know exactly who's going to have an amazing day, and who's going to come at the end of the day and give us feedback that is not stellar. And you don't need the best booth. You don't have to have the best giveaways.
It's like
You
I
just
tell
have to,
Dave, you put me in the back of the room and they're still gonna find me.
yeah, you're like, go for it. I don't care. Like,
I don't
right?
care. Put me
Right?
wherever you want. It's fine.
Right. And it's serious. Like, and you just, and I try to lean in where I might see people potentially setting themselves up for that day. And I try to put some good, lovely Kelly, fairy dust around it, but I can't help them help themselves. But I mean, it's
Right.
just obvious. And the ones that and I've seen people that basically like have a tablecloth, and one person actually had a tablecloth. They showed up without pen or paper to an event and had a line out the door. Like,
We have also experienced this. So I and Dave always keep extra tablecloths,
yep.
extra frames, and all the things for people, because we're like, here you go. This is how you can help your booth be better, and this is how we could help you. This is how we could help you be a better person in what you're doing. And if we can help you with any other tips, please always ask us. And so we always try to lead them to the light, but if they don't take it, we don't ever take that personal either. Because then we just know, okay, they're not in alignment with it. So if you're gonna have a shitty day, know that you're gonna have a shitty day.
Yeah.
And that's on you. That's never on us.
Well, when we're the promoter, sometimes right. But
No,
and I
do
take
not react to that,
I
Kelly.
try so hard to set everybody up for success. I want to set everybody up for success no matter what I'm doing.
Oh,
It's
I'll tell
truly in
you
my
what,
heart.
Miss Kelly. It's truly in my heart too, but I have learned my damn lesson. No one to back up, no one to hold them, and no one to fold them.
Yeah. On that bright note, Dave, what do you have to share?
Dave's like, always listen to her. That's what he's gonna say.
Well, it's so true, because I find myself caring about the vendors too much sometimes, and she has to ring me in. You stop that.
They have to.
Let them sit in their own poo.
Shit's the word I use. Shit.
Yeah. Oh no, it's all and so what I will share with people, like, okay, so this weekend I'm doing Lake Harriet Spiritual Center. Hi, everybody in the community, come join us. And we sit in the sanctuary, and I don't take a break. I'm not one of those. I just sit there and I'm like, let's rock. Like, let's start at 10 and let's go to 5. And I will pee between my little 5 minutes of here and there, and I'll slam a
Yeah.
sandwich down and whatever. Like, I rock it. And you can kind of tell who shows up to kind of do that, and who's kind of there to be curious. And yeah, it's just an all around, like, really, really interesting adventure. And I love what they do. And I show up to show up and bring it. Like, and I don't bring anything fancy. I mean, seriously, I have a little tablecloth, and I have a couple of crystals and my magazine and a
Yeah.
Sharpie, and like, let's go.
Here we are. Yeah, absolutely. I and Dave started at a craft fair with a 4-foot table. And I accidentally ordered the crystals by accident. I did, or God did, somebody did. I had over $600 of the crystals in the cart for my daughter's Christmas present, actually. And we were going to, how Amazon, you could put it in the cart and go through it and then, pick whatever you want and hold it for later. And somehow it all got delivered, and it got to the door, and I looked at Dave and I was like, I am so sorry. I have no idea how this happened. And so we started opening it up, and I started telling Dave all about the crystals. And I was like, this does that, da 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 da. And I was explaining to him, and he looks at me and he's like, you know about crystals? I was like, yes. I was like, oh my God, yes. I have so much knowledge on crystals and essential oils. And he just looks at me with like this baffled, like, what in the world? And I said, yes. I was like, I have always had this admiration for crystals and what they can do and essential oils. And Dave was like, that's just crazy. He's like, I have this feeling. And I'm telling you, there's not a Debbie without a Dave. He's like, you need to keep these. There's something with this. We'll figure it out. You know, Dave worked at Quick Trip. I was a part-time teacher. He's like, we'll figure it out. We'll make payments. Like we're gonna
We'll
figure it
figure it
out.
out. Yeah.
Yeah. And so we were helping out the community here by helping them get people to go to the community center in town here because it was like, what is it called? Old Main in Galesville, Wisconsin. And they were putting together a craft fair. And I said to Dave, Spirit is telling me that I need to vend these crystals at the craft fair. I was like,
Right.
and I'm gonna do it. And Dave was like, are you sure? I don't know. I think no. He was just like, and so we did it anyways, and we made over $500 in the first day. And literally, I was like, Dave, God is saying this is our answer to our prayers. God is saying if I do this and I follow, you know, my path and I start doing readings, this is what I'm supposed to do. And Dave was like, I don't think you should be doing readings. Like he just is like, no, please don't do this. Like he's so scared. He wants to protect me. And that just set the foundation for a whole ride.
So then you signed up for another fair at a mall,
Yes,
but you
at a fair at a
you
mall.
didn't tell me that we were setting up the side table for palm readings.
Yeah, I set up a side table for palm readings, but didn't tell Dave.
Of
And
course you did.
Dave showed up and he's like, what's this other table? I was like, I'm gonna do palm readings. He's like, you're gonna what? I was like, yeah. He's like, right here in the mall. I was like, yep, I am. God said. And he's like, I gotta go. And he left. He freaking left me. And and we had the best day ever. And God was like, this is your calling. This is what you're supposed to do. And we were led to Black River Falls. And I walked into the Karma shop. It is still there today. The guy there at Karma all of a sudden started talking to me with his heart and said, I can tell there's so much magic in you and it needs to be let out. I mean, he was just channeling
You got a
straight from
dream,
spirit.
girl? You gotta follow it.
He was like just yelling at me, you got to follow your dreams and that's what makes you money and that's what makes you happy and that's what love is and I was just so euphoric and I was like, "Oh my God," ready to pass out. I walk out of Karma and God told me to walk down the street.
Yeah.
And so I did.
And this is New Year's Day. I'm shocked all these people are even open.
New Year's Day, I walked down Main Street and God said, go in this store. And I had no idea what it was. I walked in and I said, God sent me here and I don't know why I'm here. What is this place? And the lady behind the counter says, this is a tanning bed place. I said, a what? And from the back out yells out this lady, her name is Laura, and she goes, I've been praying for you. And I said, you have? And I walked in and I looked at her and I was like, do you know me? And she's like, I don't, but I do.
Yeah.
She says, the lady who was running that room just left yesterday. She used to do psychic readings and healing. Is that what you do? I said, oh my God, yes, it is. And she said, you know what? I'll give you that room. You start tomorrow. And I said, I can't. I don't have no money for rent. I don't have the money. And she said, it's okay. 20% of your earnings, you start tomorrow. And I did. And my whole world transformed that day into me traveling the nation and doing what I do.
They're just walking into a random tanning salon.
Yeah.
That's right.
That is awesome.
And I said,
Just picture Dave running behind her trying to keep her roped in.
he did.
Dave.
He comes running in because I was like way down the street. And Dave comes running in. He's like, what are you doing? I was like, this lady's going to give me this room. I'm going to work here. He's like, you're going to what? I was like, yeah, I start Monday.
And that night we went to all the stores to get all the stuff for you to set your stuff on.
Yep,
And,
Yeah.
we just racked up the credit card bills.
we did.
And I just kept seeing books that kept saying, believe in God now, and all the things like that. Follow your path. And I'm like, okay, fine.
hmm Yeah. And transformation underwent. So I'm telling you, it is possible for all people when you listen.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. How did you and Dave meet?
So here
There's
we
a good
go.
story on this one,
Oh, this is
everybody.
good. This is good.
Buckle up, Buttercup.
Buckle
This is
up,
going to be a
Buckle
good
up
one.
because you want to see transformation. This is a transformation. So I was teaching in New Lisbon, and my kids really wanted to live in a country. They wanted to live on a farm. And so my kids would not stop talking to me about going on farmersonly.com because they know some kids at school that their moms did it. Now they have a cool farm and some horses and all the things. So my kids were really young. And so they really wanted me to do this. And I was like, all right, fine, I'll do it. So I went on farmersonly.com, and it was old men. I was like,
I've
guys,
seen those ads.
I was like, guys,
I've seen those ads. I was just like,
Oh,
there
I
you
used to
go.
chant it all the time. You don't have to be
Uh,
lonely.
oh my God. I was like, you guys, I don't think this is gonna work out. So Jalissa comes home and she's like, Mom, my friend Carissa, her mom found this guy on Plenty of Fish. And she said, use that one. And I was like, all right. So I went on Plenty of Fish, and I did my profile. And on my profile, I stated, if alcohol is your drug, you're not for me. If you're at the bar every night, you're not for me. If you haven't owned your own house for 10 years, and if you don't own your own car, keep scrolling. Like, don't even bother talking to me. I'm looking for a relationship. These are my guidelines. I have men coming left and right, just like proposing to me, like, oh my God, the most beautiful thing ever. And men talking to me left and right. We're talking like 200 to 300 messages a day from my profile. And here comes Dave. Favorite movie? Question mark. Swipe left. I was like, no way.
That's awesome.
So I did not reply to Dave. Did not
Okay.
reply to Dave. And I swiped him. And Jalissa is also very psychic. She's my daughter, always has been her whole life. And she was in on it. And I'll tell you guys, my kids, they were my life. And yes, they were in on picking Dave. And so we would always look at the Plenty of Fish together. And because they had lived with him too. This wasn't me. And
Yeah.
Jalissa kept saying, there's something about that guy that asked about a movie. I think you should talk to him. I was like, oh, hell no. And so we kept talking to other people. And it was about a week went by, and it was 3 o'clock in the morning. I had woken up with a shriek, and I was like, oh, what? And I grabbed my phone, and I had a notification from Plenty of Fish, and it was Dave. And Dave wrote me like 2 pages long of who he was and his whole life story, and how he read my profile and he'd never seen anything so beautiful. And I mean, he just laid it out like it was poetry.
Yeah.
And I replied at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Of course you did.
And Dave was sitting on his living room floor contemplating suicide.
Oh, Dave.
And instead of committing suicide, Dave decided to message me.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Dave, I'm sending you a big hug.
I'm in tears right now thinking about it. It's like it was crazy. I just begged and pleaded. I was in the heart of my alcoholism at the time,
Yeah.
going through a rough time with a divorce and all the things. And I came home wasted. I had drove probably about 50 miles drunk off my butt that day. And I came home to my 3 dogs so happy to see me. And
Aw.
that struck a chord in me that I was such a waste of space. Here I am plastered. I could have gotten a car accident. These 3 guys are so happy to see me. Like I don't even belong here anymore. Like I can't even take care of 3 dogs. I could have been dead and they wouldn't have known. And so
Yeah.
I was just like on the floor begging and pleading for somebody to just save me and help me be closer to spirit and God. Because my whole life I went through that roller coaster where the minute things started going good for me, then I turned my back on it again. So I wanted somebody that could actually keep me accountable. And boy, howdy, I got it.
So tell me about your first date.
Oh wow, yeah.
Uh-huh.
We met in the
I
middle.
want to actually it was really funny. I was like screw the first date and oh well I can do this. I was like, tell me about the first time you guys had sex. And I'm going to be more polite since this is our first show. And just go tell me about your first date.
Yeah, it was around Christmas, so we met in the middle at Lights in Sparta, Wisconsin. And the minute she rolled up in her car, I locked eyes with her and I was done.
Yep, of course you were.
Yeah, and we walked the whole park. It was freezing cold out, and we shared our life to each other. And then we were in the car because it was so cold. And I was like such a little child. I was like, "Can I hold your hand? I don't know why, but I want to hold your hand."
Oh, because you just, I love
Yeah,
it.
like it's like I reverted back to my childhood with the way I was acting sometimes. And
Well, it was good that you needed to go back to your childhood.
yeah, yeah, and then legitimately, what was it? 3 weeks into knowing each
Oh no,
other.
you're forgetting the best part.
Yeah.
What was that?
Your mom kept talking to me
Oh
and
yeah.
on our first
Oh
date.
my God, I forgot about
His
yeah.
his mother that's on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She called me by my childhood nickname, Peepers. Nobody knows this. It's not on the social media anywhere.
Yeah.
There's no way. Because she goes, that someone used to call you Peepers. And I was like, my hair stood up through the
Oh,
ceiling of the vehicle. I was
yeah.
like, Say what now?" Because only my uncles who live out in Mineral Point, Wisconsin, who like to make fun of me once in a while for it, and her know about this nickname. Because when I was a little baby, I guess I would just peep a lot. I'd be beep 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 beep, So that was my nickname as a little child. I didn't. Needless to say, I didn't go into my teens and my 20s with that nickname because I did not like it.
Oh, are
My
you
mom.
sure? It's so manly.
Well, his mom kept telling me that I was so much like her.
Hmm.
I was so much like her, and she wanted me to tell him. And she's been trying to talk to him for so long since she took her life. And Dave was really receptive to it, and I was like, okay. I was like, I'm gonna do this. Here we go. I was like, we're gonna make it or break it. And it made it. And from that time on, we were inseparable. Almost lost our jobs because we were on our phones 24/7, could not stop talking to each other. We ended up moving in together
but that,
3 weeks after
but
we
not to
met.
skip
Yeah, I
forward
believe
too
it.
much.
You're just showing me like this super tiny window. Like it was just
Yeah,
like you saw each other and it's like, hello, old friend, let's rock.
that was the crazy
Yes.
thing though, Kelly. You asked about the first time were intimate, and the funny thing about that is I channeled people from her life afterwards
Yes.
because I was so euphoric that I turned into a medium for a second.
Yes, he did.
It was
That's
weird.
like a movie, like
Yeah,
right
I was
there.
like, "What is happening to me?" And she's like, "It's normal. I deal with this my whole life."
I was like, you're just in alignment with love. It's fine. And he's like, this is not fine.
What am I even saying? And you're like, "Well, that is Jake," and blah blah blah. And I'm like, "Oh well, I'm glad you know because I feel nuts."
So how did you deal with after that happened and you're staying in that frequency of love, going back to our whole Transformational Tuesdays, like
Yeah.
thank you, Dave, for like setting that one up. How did you and you had a beautiful person to be feeling it with and asking questions. How did you deal with it?
Well, I think at first she had to kind of calm me down because I was
No
riding
shit,
almost,
Sherlock.
I was riding too high, like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, I never dabbled into drugs, thank God, but I would like to think that that's what it's like being on cocaine because I was way up there. Like,
Yeah.
and she needed to like just settle me. Like,
Uh-huh.
like I was gone. I was like, whoa. So yeah, that I think the days after that, it was a lot of you trying to like just give me little hints to help me through it. Like,
Yeah.
and you told me to reach for the book. What was the book by Neil Donald Walsh? You told me to reach for that one time.
Conversations with God.
Yeah, and little
Mm,
things to kind of let me choose for myself what's
yeah.
happening and understand it more for myself rather than her just telling me. Because if she would have just, I was bullheaded. If she would have
Mm.
just told me, I'd be like, "You're nuts," and run the other way.
Right. Well, I see that she held sacred space for you and just
Yeah,
kind of was like doing that and just being
right.
like,
And then so
okay.
many times she didn't want to go through with the relationship because I was, mind you, I was still an alcoholic as we were first getting to know each other.
Right.
I stayed the night at her place and I had to hide liquor just in the car. You know,
Right.
that's how much I drank. So
Yeah.
like she kept asking like, what is happening? I don't know if this is the right guy for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just clicked off
I
the.
know. I was like,
Sorry.
No,
Oh,
this is
no.
not the Kelly show. This is like, right.
hang
I'm like,
on, hang on.
they're doing everybody. They're having a quickie real quick. Just like multitasking here, there, and everywhere.
Okay, hang on.
Welcome to Transformational Tuesdays, where anything's possible. Okay, Dave, can I still hear you?
yeah, you can hear me. Yeah,
Okay,
I'm good.
Keep talking,
so
Dave. I'm gonna figure
no,
this out.
it's all good. No. We're like, there's so many technical difficulties going on tonight, but we have like a ton of people watching. So who
This will
flipping
happen.
cares? Like,
This will
right?
happen when you bring Debbie into the mix. The energy
Oh,
goes bonkers.
oh yeah, I totally get it.
Can you do
So
something?
so you
I don't know
moved
what she
in
did.
3 weeks after dating because it was like, hello, old friend. And then how and this might be a little personal. How did you unwind from alcohol?
Well, that's a
Mhm.
good one. That leads into the next part of it, which you're psychic, you know, so you know where the story's going.
Yeah.
We were literally sitting 3 weeks into knowing each other, sitting at a stoplight, and this is end of December ish, and she's like, "I'm getting a download that something huge is coming to the nation, to the world, and we need to move in together."
Okay.
Like this is life changing, big coming, like
Yeah.
something huge, and we have to do it now, or we're not going to be together. And I was like, "Say what now? Uh, you want to move in with me?" And she's like, "Yes." And I'm like, "Okay." And she's like, "You're okay with that?" I'm like, "Yes." She goes, "But you cannot drink from day one when we move in." And I'm like, "Oh, all
You're
right."
like, "Okay, I really like you a lot." And you're like making lists in your head and you're like, "Wait, like, right?" Like as
Yeah,
anybody that's in the throes of an addiction like that would be like,
yeah.
"Okay, this sounds amazing." Okay,
I was
so
freaking out. I was
sure
freaking
you
out.
were.
And what literally 2 weeks later, the night before, I drank the rest of the alcohol in the house, and they moved in the next morning, and I
Wow.
hadn't touched it since.
Wow.
But I know looking back at it now, she wouldn't tell me while I was going through it
Yeah.
that I couldn't have done it without her because it seemed easy at the time. I was like, wow, I guess I wasn't that addicted, and she would just be giggling.
Yeah, she's like, "Ha ha ha." Like,
Yeah,
right?
the choice was hard. That was the hardest choice I've ever made in my life. But
Yeah.
after that, I was like, man, if I would have known it was this easy, I would have quit alcohol years ago. But like,
Oh,
she told me after the first year that she was helping me through it, of course. But
Mhm. There's forms of healing that I can do for people that are going through addictions.
yeah,
yeah.
Hmm I
But he
could
still
log on.
also showed up, right? So, like, we gotta give
yeah,
Dave a huge hug and a huge, like, "Ooh, that," like, yes, it was a team, but he showed up,
right,
Yes.
right?
yeah.
You know what? Look, Kelly, you know what I'm going to do?
I don't even know what you're gonna do. I think that people
Are
are
you gonna be a
probably
guest?
really, really
Yes.
That
okay,
might
wait, we
that
have a question. Someone got through. I've got a question for you. This is from Kim, and she wants to know. Wait, hold on. Hold on, Kim. We're gonna do this. Hold on, let me see if I can do this. I'm gonna go like this, and I'm gonna go like this. Look at this.
Can you
Holy
hear
ships
me?
across the ocean. Yeah, we totally can.
God
Hold on.
damn it.
I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. Oh shoot. Okay, I'm not gonna do that. Okay. Whoa, you're gone. What happened? Oh, guys. Deb, please come back. Dave, please come back. We have questions from Kim. Well, I'm going to take this moment to say, hello, everybody. It's Kelly from Edge Magazine. And we're just like, oh my God. I don't know why I was saying like we're freeballing it tonight, but we're freeballing it tonight. And I thought Dave would think that's funny. Okay,
Oh
Kim
man.
on Facebook. I don't know how she got through, so good for Kim. Am I in a place of having a relationship or do I need to focus somewhere else? Now,
Can
do
you
you
show me
need
the
her
comment?
first name and last name or do
I
you
just
like
need, Dave's going to show me her comment because then I can follow her energy stream.
okay, sweet.
I got nothing.
Is
Kim
this a
who?
sign? No,
Kim
Kim. We're
who?
gonna have fun with this.
Kim who?
It's her last name is Barr. And again, she's on Facebook.
Mhm.
Told you there's nothing.
My Facebook?
I have no idea.
Oh, I don't know how to get there. Well, let's try something new. I'm just going to follow your energy, Kelly. I'm going to go
Follow
through
mine.
your eyes. Aha! I want you to look at her comment, and I'm
Okay.
going to and go ahead and read it.
Am I in a place of having a relationship, or do I need to focus somewhere else?
Okay. I feel a lot of resistance. I feel like a lot of backstepping. Like she'll go a couple steps forward and a couple steps back. And so they're saying to us that to understand that you need to take the form and just say, yes, this is what I want. This is the form. I'm forming my life this way, and this is what I'm choosing, because she keeps going back and forth and not knowing which direction to choose. So Spirit is saying that she needs to decide. That's why every relationship she keeps having is like, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. She needs to decide for herself, and then it'll be a yes.
Thank you. And look what I did while you were doing that.
What'd you
So now
do?
you can see. Look at the bottom
Thank
of the screen.
you.
You guys,
Yes.
this is going to be such a fucking great show. Okay, never mind. Okay, here we go. Now I'm going to do this. And we have another one from Ashton Jade. Will I have a relationship with my brother, sister-in-law, or my brand new baby niece?
Okay, so the energy looks like you really want something new with these people. And it's like you have old stuff that's happened and old patterns need to go away. And so we need to extinguish a new pattern. Unconditional love always wins. Remember, forgiveness is the key to your freedom and also opens new doors. Old keys do not open new doors. They're really loud about this. Old keys do not open new doors. Remember, we have to have brand new keys, and we have to have brand new patterns that open new doors for us to have a new relationship. So saying to us that you have to start on a brand new clean slate here. We have to leave everything in the past, and then it's a yes.
There we go. Thank you. Ashton Jade. And Kim, by the way, says thank you.
Yeah,
Okay, the
you're
next one is Jenny Miller. Here's her question. Why is it that every time I make a breakthrough in my journey, i.e., starting to channel, do I then immediately get in my own way and fall back into a depression, anxiety, even though I know and have seen my own power? Ooh, I could jump in on that one, but this is all you.
This is self-sabotage. This is self-sabotage. This is you reverting back, because first of all, you have to remember that you love to climb. You love to climb. It's like you love to get knocked down and climb back up. It's a thrill to climb the ladder, and it's a thrill to get there, but you knock yourself back down because you love to fight the fight. Dave is so much like this. He will get to the peak. Like he was in my galleries channeling, doing channeled writing, and he sabotaged it because he loves to loves to fall on his ass and climb back up the ladder. Literally, we always say, "Oh, Dave, don't get that happy. Calm down, Dave," because we look for like himself to sabotage it. And Jen, this is exactly what I'm feeling, is that we get there and then we sabotage it because we aren't used to winning and staying there, and we don't know what true happiness feels like. But we have to know we are worthy. We have to know that this is your path, and this is who you are, and this is what you're meant for, girl.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Okay, Tabitha. Tabitha has written in a comment, but it kind of is like a blurb. So, Tabitha, if you'd please go back into the comments and write your question, that'd be great. Our next question is from Angie Johnson. Will my dad's side that is living ever reach out to me again?
It feels very resistant when I go into that energy. I go into your father and I go into his father's energy and his siblings, and mm, no, I don't think so. It feels very resistant because of the trauma that was caused, and the things that were said were very hurtful. And it feels very like, we're just done with this, is what they say. And now remember, we're not siding with either side. We are just saying this is what they're saying with the energy of it, that they feel very decided at this time. But remember, all futuristic things can change by free choice. Your choices or their choices can change anything I see for the future.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you, Angie, for writing in. Now we're going to go to Michelle. Michelle wants to know, how do I calm my mind so I can meditate?
Let's all do this together, shall we?
Yeah. Thanks, Michelle.
Okay, we're going to take a nice deep breath in. hold, blow. As hard
Now,
as
does it
you
make a difference if it's
can.
from your nose or your mouth?
Mouth. You want to exhale through the mouth. You want to inhale through the nose. Ready? In. Hold. Blow as hard as you can. Inhale, big belly, big Buddha belly. Here we go. Hold. Blow. Now, observe the mind.
Fly like an eagle.
Fly like an eagle into the future and feel your body. It is light and euphoric. Whoa.
Well, and I want to point out to everybody, see how much time that took? That took 30 seconds.
That's
Give
right.
yourself a gift that every day. Set an alarm on your phone. Do whatever you got to do, but see how everybody I mean, I felt the
Yes.
energy. Like Dave's
Yes.
giggling in the background, but like I felt it, right?
Yeah.
So it's just
It's
take that time and do that.
Yes, and so this is why, because people like to have logistics, like Dave has to have a logical reason why. This is why we're supposed to be out there foraging, getting our food, and we're supposed to be running and chasing things and building things. As human beings on Earth, we're supposed to be very active, which causes deep breathing, right? Deep
Right.
breathing, holding your breath, pushing things, holding, exerting, breathing in deep, running really fast, breathing heavy, and creates euphoria, creates the brain to go quiet and the body to go euphoric. And so this replicates that. And so we need this as human beings. This is the state we're always supposed to be in: happy, light, not panicking, not worried, not stressed, not anxietized. And the body feels no pain when it's in this state. And so breath work can take away pain. Be like, how is that possible? Because your brain causes the pain, peeps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so true, guys. It's so true. Okay, Tabitha came back. And is there another way to cleanse the house without sage? The house is in dire need of staging all the negative energy, but my elderly mom cannot breathe well with the sage.
Okay, so use Palo Santo. Palo Santo is a piece of wood that is just like rain. It smells like rain wood, and it's a very small stream. She won't even know you're doing it. I swear. It smells like a little bit of rain in the house. And so every single room in a square, open that front door, let it out. Also, we can put smoky quartz points in all corners of the room. That clears energy. I do that in my healing room and in my home. Putting clear quartz in the middle of the room to shoot energy up. Putting selenite sticks in your windows, and then sweeping your house from one side to the front door. And so if you have multi levels, you want to sweep towards the stairs, down the stairs, go to the side, and then to the door, because it's moving the energy as you sweep. Do you ever notice when you sweep your house how amazing it feels? It's not just because it's clean, it's because you're actually moving the energy. And so we always
Absolutely.
say, sweep that house, mop that house, move that energy, vacuum it, whatever you got to do, move that energy to the front door, open that front door and move it out the door. And then I use the sage after I do that. And I always make sure that my cleansing my crystals by putting them in the moonlight. People will walk into my shop and walk into my house and they're like, oh, why does it feel so amazing? I'm like, because you do spiritual upkeep in your space too.
All
And
the
I'll
time.
all the time, all the time. And I'll tell you, when we don't, that's when Dave wants to run away.
Mhm.
Because he's so sensitive to energy. Like I can take a couple days and just, whatever, and I can handle it. But Dave cannot. He just goes
I
batshit.
always find it cool too with the hotel rooms. You know the minute I open the door whether they cleaned it or not.
Oh, yes. I know the hotel rooms, if they haven't cleaned the properly, I know the second I walk in because the energy hasn't been moved out. Hmm.
Oh, I have a hotel travel pack of the things that you absolutely need. I just want to add on top of that, I'm a ride or die with Florida water. That is my clearing of choice, and I have it by my bedside, by my computer, in my
Oh,
purse, and right. And I
absolutely.
have a feeling that you sell that, and all these other. We could do a
Absolutely. Ocean
transformational Tuesday
water.
bundles.
Ocean water. Yes, yes, yes,
Yep.
yes, yes, yes.
Rose water. I mean, there's a lot of different ways, and I love that sweeping and that cleaning, and that's really, really cool. Okay, we
People
finally got someone. Okay, keep going.
People who need a physical form, like this is really good for the Daves of the world because they have to have action. They don't feel like just a little bit of smoke is going to do anything. Because remember, it's also your mind. Remember, your mind creates your reality. So this action here makes it more a part of the reality of what's happening in the house.
We have someone trying to get it in StreamYard. Okay, whoever
Yeah.
Ronnie is, thank you so much, but you've got to connect your mic to be able to for us to see you and hear you. So we're really excited to have you in. In the meantime, thank you so much, Tabitha. That was a really, really great question. And again, I know Deb and Dave sell a lot of these products, not only at the shows they're at, but they're in their store. So that's going to be a really great way. And yeah, energetic, like just clear it out. But sometimes you can clap your hands. I mean, there's like a lot of different things that
Oh
you can
yeah.
do.
Oh yeah,
And
this is my favorite, but there's tons. Like stomping on the floor 3 times. The power of three is really powerful. Moving the energy, clapping 3 times, knocking 3 times.
It used to startle me when you would also just stop.
Oh yeah, Dave. We first got together because his house that we moved into haunted. Whoa! And she wasn't too stellar of me because I don't know. It's just weird, but we won't get into that tonight because that's a huge long story. But so I'd be in the kitchen, I'd be cooking, and she wouldn't leave me alone. So I'd stomp 3 times really loud on the floor, and Dave'd be like, "What the fuck?"
oh, I totally like oh yeah. Like the we bought my in-laws home and they basically were like a museum for 37 years. And oh my gosh, the big guns we had to bring out just to get life. They had the house closed up all the time. So we opened all the windows, all the doors, and we did a lot of the techniques we've talked about. The doors actually swelled. I couldn't close them because there was moisture and energy and love. And for
Oh,
like, I'd say the first 6 months, the house kind of didn't know what to do with us because it's us and we had 2 dogs and 2 cats and teenagers and music and
oh
energy. And the
yeah.
house was just like, what the fuck is going on? Okay, sorry.
The
Like, here we
house
go.
is rocking. Don't
Yeah, the
come a
house.
knocking.
We went back.
Hello.
We went back
Okay.
to it when at the end when we put it on the market. We went back to that same energy. By the time we were leaving, the house was mad that she was leaving.
Oh yes,
Oh,
Now
then
the
the
yeah.
house
house
is
was
happy.
mad.
Oh, yeah.
Throwing pictures off the wall.
Well, because they're like, yeah, our previous house got really sad when we were leaving, and I was like, "It's okay. We're gonna find someone else that loves you." And yeah, we'll do a show on the energy of homes. Okay, well, now that we have people like dialing in, maybe we should do the shows at 7 o'clock because now we're flooded with a bunch of stuff, and I'm trying to DJ. And Ronnie, you're trying to get on. You got to hook everything so we can work with you. So William Atkinson, I have a feeling that we know this person here,
We know
there,
Willie.
everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Why do I have such a defiant mind? I'm feeling one way and my actions present the other way. Like I know good from bad, but keep going back to negative thought patterns. Ooh, that's a really good. Willie, you should have watched the beginning of the show because I think we kind of touched on that. You probably did, and I'm not being sassy, I promise. But thank you very much for kind of helping
It's
us
okay
wrap
if you're
that up
being
because
sassy because he's a sass bucket.
right.
That's
But
why
I
you're
think
being
this is
sassy.
this is a great question.
Yeah, okay. So have you ever heard a little Satan in your heart and sugar on your lips? You ever heard that saying?
No, but that's fantastic.
So when we have Satan in our heart and a little sugar on our lips, that means that we will say and do things to create things that we would like to have in our lives. And a lot of us have this, right? We have this way that we do things with our mouths and the things that we say to get things out of that we want in life. Okay. So it draws it into us. Okay. But remember, when we are emanating things from our heart, that is our reality. So when we have that little Satan in our heart, right? Because we are still have some stuff in there that really needs dealt with. And so that is still coming out, even though our words are beautiful and we have good intentions and our body has good intentions, we still have stuff in there that is attracting that and pulling that in. Right. So it's not just the brain, it's not just the thoughts, it's not just the emotions, it is the physical being of who and what you still are. And we still are that, but we haven't healed that piece. And so they say to us, we still have a lot of suppressed feelings and aggression and anger that need dealt with that is in our heart, because that is making it still come out and making the brain think the things that it thinks. We're
Yeah.
pulling those thoughts in.
So dialing in with Willie, what advice do you have for him?
So the thought process needs to be this. Where am I still hurting? Where am I still pissed off? Where am I still feeling like that I would just like to choke a bitch, right? Because really this energy is like, I'm gonna get you, even though you rationalize it and say, hey, I shouldn't be trying to get this person. This is not right. This isn't somebody I want to hurt. We still have this in our heart that we want to do this aggression to do this. And so we're picking up these thoughts and we're aligning with this frequency because we're not healed. Because we're not healed.
And I want to give space to Willie and all the other friends here, there, and everywhere that are a work in progress for healing,
Oh,
because it's a
yes.
long journey. Like I just wanted him and our other viewers to know that we're all a work in progress, and we
Oh my
see
God,
you and
yes.
we
We
feel
Yes.
you and we love
we
you.
still have Satan in our hearts.
Oh.
We're not saying no, we don't. We know we do. And so it's about owning that and then just sitting with that and analyzing it and dissecting it and dealing with it and just being it so that we can transcend it. Because once we transcend it, the thoughts won't come to us because the frequency level won't align. And we know
Yeah.
Willie is a really good person. We're really close with him. And we know that we are. But it's just this piece that needs dealt with. And because when things are suppressed for so long, they are going to present themselves in any way, shape, or form that they possibly can so that we can transcend it. And it's going to do it in the people that we love the most. It's going to feel like we want to attack the people we love the most because that's going to make us deal with it.
I don't know why I'm seeing this, but I'm seeing it almost like a tattoo that needs to be removed. And you know how you have to just kind of do it in layers and layers. You can't just go with like have a full sleeve and then have it totally removed. You've got to do that work. You've got to do that work. You got to do that work. And yeah,
Yes.
I don't know why that came in. Sorry, everybody.
Because it feels like it's like this. It's like, oh my God, I've done all this work. I've transcended. I've come so far. You know, Willie, when he met us, was also in a really bad spot. And we're not going to talk too much about that because it's his space to say that.
Yeah.
But he has transcended so much. And as of late, we had a dip. And with that dip, we are going back in to heal things that we once kind of flew over top of.
You know what? I look at it as like, and Willie, this is one little crazy girl talking to you. It's like you're peeling an onion and you're peeling it, you're peeling it, you're
We
peeling it,
always
and
say
you
this.
think great, and then you're like, fuck, there's another onion there.
Yeah.
A green one. That's what we tell them. A green one, and it grows and grows and grows and grows. Back a new goddamn onion.
I got a whole freaking garden.
Dave's been through at least 12 rows of his gardens. He's peeled them at least 10 times.
Oh my gosh, I'm right there with you. Okay.
Do you know what we wanted to do? We wanted to send you a picture of Dave when we first met Dave to show you his transformation. That's why I hit the chat and that's what I was doing. It just came in and I
Okay.
remembered.
Yeah.
I was trying to send you a picture. Dave, why
Okay.
don't you send her the picture on
I'll
her
have it on my phone.
her messages?
Oh.
Oh, it's on my phone.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll get it to you.
We'll
And
get
so
it.
that you can see, because I'm telling you, you guys won't recognize Dave.
Oh, I believe
His
it.
transformation that he's made.
Oh, I'm
Satan,
so
there
very
wasn't a little
excited.
Satan in my heart. There was Satan in my eyes.
Oh, I see you, my friend. I've met you. I that's why I wanted to just give you a hug, like, right? Trouble knows trouble. It's all good.
Yeah.
So Nicole is next, and she wants to know, will my purpose become evident?
Yes. Once you've decided that you are ready to be authentic with who you truly are and voice it, speak it, be it, and show it. There's a little bit of like hiding who we truly are going on, which Debbie did for years, up until about 4 years ago. We hid who she was. So when we decide to actually live our full purpose of who we are, then yes.
That's fantastic. Okay. Well, I just want to let everyone know, thank you for your patience allowing us to just like deal with this and have our first show and have all of the technical difficulties. But I think we're
Get
definitely in
used to
flow.
it, Kelly, because when I'm
Oh,
around the
oh no.
electronics and the spirits, I'm telling you, Greg has
Um,
the same issues.
I'm telling you, like, I'd like welcome to my world. So I'm just like, hopefully we'll cancel each other out and we'll just have goodness. But I'm ready for anything. And yeah, here we go. Okay. Michelle, I mean, lots of beautiful comments of people saying that they're loving us going back and forth and just having fun. And I think Dave's got his own little like he's got his own seat in the show. You're gonna almost like the camera's gonna have to go back so Dave can be with you
Well,
for
we
the next
said that
one.
Dave needs to be on it too, but he didn't dress appropriately
That wasn't
today.
planned.
Do you think I'm dressed appropriately in any way, shape, or form? Like, hello. We started the whole prep with we're talking about double D's, okay? So let's
Well,
rock this,
he
okay?
wanted to be better prepared in how he presented himself. I said, that's okay.
Don't worry about it. We won't tell anyone outside of all the people watching. Okay, Danielle wants to know, why does my head keep feeling like a snow globe being shaken up and getting dizzy?
You need to ground. You need to
Mm.
ground. Too much in your head, too much thinking, and too much in the spirit realm.
Do you know what's funny is a lot of people, when they're in this process, they want to like, let's talk about chakras 4, 5, 6, 7, and like that. But it's like, you got to be grounded, man. You gotta go get barefoot whenever you can. Go touch a tree or hug a tree. Or I
Yeah.
recently bought a grounding sheet. I highly recommend it for people. And grounding mats. I mean, there's all Michelle Jacobson. Have you met Michelle Jacobson? You've seen her. She usually goes to a lot of the shows with the little dogs, and she does animal
Yeah, I
communication.
helped her dog.
She's
Yes.
oh, yes, you did. She is a
Yes.
lovely. She has some new that she's like, they're handmade grounding mats, and they're amazing. We'll share with everyone later. But yeah, there's all these different things that you can absolutely do. But yeah, more grounding. I agree with you
Grounding.
110%. Oh, I catch myself like a little like I'm a kite. Like, woo. Oh, come back down, Kelly.
Get back
Oh,
there.
come back down. Go get barefoot. Go get barefoot. Okay. We are we're winding down on comments, and we're 15 minutes past the hour. So if anyone has anything else they want to ask us. So StreamYard link doesn't look like it worked. Facebook decided to let us work 47 minutes into it, which yay, right? So thank you. So anything that you guys want to say in closing?
Yeah, I just want to say keep coming out and seeing us on Tuesdays. Please go out and also support the Edge if you're on from our platforms. Make sure you're following them, loving them, liking them. We are in corporation. We have great things to come. I and Kelly are working on some things for the future together. It's just phenomenal. We have great energy together. Kelly and I are so much alike. It's really quite spooky. uh, but God aligned us at the right time, and here we are. And so we are just so excited to be doing this and sharing all of our knowledge and all of our spirit energy through us and the conduit that we are. And so let's just keep it rocking because this is going to be amazing.
This is great, you guys. We had for all the technical difficulties, we had a ton of people watching. We had a lot of engagement, a lot of comments. So I really, really thank you guys on behalf of Deb and Dave, Dave and Dev. Oh my gosh,
Ready?
I think
Here comes, here
Deb,
comes
Dave,
Dave.
Deb and Dev,
Here
like
comes
great.
Dave.
Oh, Dave is like rocking. Woohoo! I like your big Facebook like logo. So in honoring of Mr. Zuckerberg and allowing us to have this platform, you guys
Oh, yeah, it's right
definitely
there.
there we go. It's like it's great. And check us out. Thank you for putting up with us. Thank you for just sharing time. I know time is very precious right now, and recapping back to what's going on in the world right now. Deb, how about some parting words?
Yes. So remember, focusing on self is always going to bring you back to a grateful place. Focusing on what you're thankful for, what you love, and what the things that just bring joy to your heart. And when we focus on those things, it's always going to outshine anything that's around us. Understand and know that we can change the world just by changing ourselves. It starts and ends with self. And so we align ourselves with happiness and love, and it will bring the frequency of love and happiness around us. And it's going to match up with you. And so when you want happiness, just remember, you got to find happiness within first.
Thank you. You guys, we did it. We did it. Okay.
Together we did it.
We did it. Okay, we'll see you in 2 weeks. Explore your higher consciousness with the Edge Media Platform. We're a multimedia platform dedicated to connecting curious teachers and seekers in a safe, welcoming space. Dive into spiritual growth with our print magazine, digital content, podcasts, and in-person experiences. Whether you're seeking wisdom or sharing it, we're here to inspire and uplift your journey, here, there, and everywhere. Connect with us today.